In the blackest corners of the universe, beyond time and the realms of men, lay the abode of the damned. Hell, a burning cauldron of despair, echoed with screams of souls forever trapped in their own personal nightmares. Each cry was a symphony to the inhabitants, the demons who prowled its fiery plains. These were not mere mythological creatures, but manifestations of the purest forms of malevolence, entities born from the darkest emotions and desires of the universe. The very fabric of hell was woven with torment. Rivers of molten lava flowed under bridges made of bones, surrounded by fields of brimstone where fleshy trees bore fruits of agony. At the heart of this inferno stood the court of the damned, a grand palace carved from obsidian, constantly shifting and reforming, as if alive and breathing. It was here that the hierarchy of demons congregated, ruling over their respective dominions and deciding the fates of the newly damned. Malgroth, the Archduke of Deceit, was the most cunning of them all. His form was fluid, often appearing as a mass of shifting shadows, with two piercing crimson eyes that could see through every lie and deceit in existence. His voice, smooth yet chilling, echoed throughout the court. Every demon, no matter their status, bowed in deference to him. His power was uncontested, for he had an understanding of the human psyche like no other, using it to twist minds and ensure the steady influx of souls into hell. Beside him was Lysara, the Duchess of Despair. She was an ethereal beauty, her skin the cold hue of moonlight, eyes deep pools of endless sorrow. It was said that merely gazing into those eyes could drown a person in hopelessness. With a soft sigh or a whisper, she could bring the most resolute warrior to his knees, weeping in anguish. Her dominion was the void, an endless chasm where souls were abandoned, left to float aimlessly, tortured by their own regrets and failures. Then there was Balthazar, the Marquis of Violence. He towered over the other demons, his frame thick with muscle, his skin a deep red, with horns curling from his forehead. His presence was always announced by the chains he dragged behind him, each link stained with the blood of countless souls. He was the embodiment of rage, seeking out conflicts and wars, ensuring they escalated into complete and utter devastation. In this court, decisions were made. As each demon lord presented the deeds of the newly damned, a judgment was cast. Souls were assigned to the various realms of hell based on the sins they committed, each fate meticulously crafted to provide the most exquisite torment. But today's gathering was different. Today, there was an undercurrent of anticipation, a palpable tension in the sulphurous air. Malgroth stepped forward, his form shimmering. "There is a disturbance," he began, his voice dripping with intrigue. "A soul unlike any other we have seen before." Lysara's eyes widened. "Do you mean?" "Yes," Malgroth nodded, "a soul that resists. A soul that fights back." Balthazar snorted, his voice deep and grating. "Impossible. No soul has the power to defy our judgment." Malgroth's eyes glinted. "This one does. It is neither completely pure nor utterly corrupt. It dances on the edge, teetering between salvation and damnation. Its power is unknown, but I have felt its essence. It could threaten the very balance of our dominion." Lysara looked thoughtful. "If such a soul exists, it must be dealt with immediately. We cannot let it disrupt the order of things." Malgroth nodded. "I propose a contest. Let us each send our finest minions to capture this elusive soul. Whoever succeeds will gain dominion over it." Balthazar laughed, the sound echoing like thunder. "A challenge? I accept. This soul will be mine." Lysara merely smiled, her gaze distant. "May the best demon win." And so, the hunt began. The corridors of hell echoed with anticipation. The realms were abuzz with talk of this mysterious soul. Each demon lord prepared, eager to claim the ultimate prize. But the soul in question, unaware of the impending doom, wandered the fiery plains of hell, lost and confused, its power latent and untapped. In the distance, three shadows began their pursuit, each with their own agenda, each driven by their own desires. The battle for the soul had commenced, and hell would never be the same again. The mysterious soul wandered through hell's maze-like caverns, unaware of its own significance. It was unlike other souls, emitting a faint glow, a soft luminescence that seemed out of place in the overwhelming darkness. The soul felt emotions in waves: sorrow, hope, fear, and strength, each emotion tied to memories from its life. From three different directions, the minions chosen by the demon lords began their hunt. Each was a master of their domain, a true testament to the powers they represented. From Malgroth's realm emerged a creature of pure illusion, called Zephyr. It floated, its form constantly changing, now a tempest, now a gentle breeze, now a whispering voice. Zephyr was a master of deception, capable of making one see what wasn't there, or hide what was in plain sight. From Lysara's abyss came Nietzsche, a specter draped in robes that seemed to be woven from the very fabric of the night sky. Where she tread, shadows deepened, stars twinkled, and an eerie silence prevailed. Her power was to evoke the deepest emotions, the darkest fears, and to drown souls in a sea of their own desolation. Balthazar sent forth Krog, a towering behemoth with skin made of molten rock and eyes that burned with an insatiable fury. Each of his steps left imprints of scorched earth. Krog was raw power incarnate, an unstoppable force whose mere presence intimidated even the hardiest of souls. As the three hunters closed in on their quarry, the soul felt a tug, a pull from different directions. The air grew thick with tension. Each demon's approach was different, tailored to their strengths. Zephyr weaved illusions around the soul, showing it visions of its past, alternate realities, and what could have been. Scenes from a life filled with joy, sadness, missed opportunities, and unexpected turns played out, trying to disorient and capture the soul within a web of deceit. Nietzsche approached slowly, wrapping the soul in a blanket of darkness. The soul felt its regrets more deeply, every failure amplified. The weight of its existence, every choice made, bore down heavily, trying to drown it in sorrow and make it yield. But Krog was direct. He lunged, his hands reaching out, intending to grasp the soul with raw might and drag it into submission. However, the soul, with a power unknown even to itself, began to resist. It pulsed brightly, dispelling Zephyr's illusions, cutting through Nietzsche's shadowy veil, and holding back Krog's fiery onslaught. The three demons were taken aback, surprised by the soul's resistance. They regrouped, realizing that capturing this soul would not be as straightforward as they had assumed. As they strategized, the soul felt another presence, a gentle warmth that seemed to emanate from within. It was as if a guardian spirit had awakened, guiding and protecting it from the menacing forces. Emboldened, the soul began to move with purpose, traversing hell's terrains, evading traps, and outsmarting its pursuers. Zephyr's illusions became transparent, Nietzsche's emotional onslaught less potent, and Krog's brute strength easily sidestepped. It was a dance of shadows and light, despair and hope, power and finesse. The once passive soul now shone like a beacon, drawing other lost souls towards it, creating a force to be reckoned with. As the second day in the endless stretch of hell's time drew to a close, the court of the damned watched in fascination. Whispers spread, the story of the elusive soul becoming legend. The demon lords, witnessing the unfolding events, grew restless. Would their chosen ones capture this soul, or would it defy all odds and change the very fabric of hell itself? Only time would tell. But one thing was certain, the balance was shifting, and the next move would be crucial. The soul, now surrounded by a cohort of those it had inadvertently inspired, moved with newfound determination. Its glow illuminated hell's depths, creating a stark contrast to the fiery, despair-ridden landscape. It was no longer just a single entity but a beacon of resilience against the oppressiveness of the underworld. But the trio of demon hunters weren't to be deterred. They united, combining their strengths in ways unseen before in hell's history. The very ground trembled as Krog, Nietzsche, and Zephyr merged their powers, creating a formidable force of despair, deceit, and brute strength. The soul felt the overwhelming pressure as this united force bore down upon it. It was an assault on all fronts, the mind, heart, and essence. The protective guardian spirit within the soul pushed back, trying to shield it from the overpowering negativity. As the two forces clashed, an immense energy radiated throughout hell, creating ripples in its very fabric. The court of the damned watched in awe and trepidation. The obsidian palace trembled, and cracks appeared in its structure. Hell itself seemed to be rebelling against its very nature. In this epic showdown, the soul, drawing upon every ounce of its strength, unleashed a radiant blast. This wasn't an attack, it was an embrace. The soul's energy, infused with memories of love, kindness, hope, and perseverance from its life, wrapped around the trio. Zephyr's illusions shattered in the face of undeniable truths. Nietzsche's shadows faded, unable to dampen the unwavering hope emanating from the soul. Krog's strength melted away, overpowered by the soul's gentleness. The court of the damned was in an uproar. The three most potent hunters of hell had been neutralized, not by a show of strength, but by an offering of love and understanding. The soul, realizing its unique position, spoke directly to the demon lords, its voice echoing through the vast expanse. I am neither wholly good nor entirely evil. I am a culmination of experiences, choices, and emotions. I am a testament to the complexity of existence. Instead of trying to dominate or subdue, Why not try to understand and coexist? Malgroth, Lysara, and Balthazar exchanged glances. The soul's words resonated with them, challenging eons of established norms. The Archduke of Deceit, ever the strategist, was the first to speak. Perhaps there's wisdom in your words. Hell has always been about balance, after all. We've just lost sight of it. Lysara, with a softness unseen before, added, every soul brings its own story, its own lessons. Maybe it's time we listened. Balthazar, though humbled, grunted in agreement. Change is inevitable. We must adapt. A pact was forged that day. The court of the damned was transformed. It became a place of reflection, understanding, and, dare one say, redemption. The mysterious soul, with its guardian spirit, became a guide, helping others navigate their journey in the afterlife. Its story became legend, a testament to the power of resilience, understanding, and the indomitable spirit of existence. Hell, though still a realm of torment and despair, now had an element of hope. Souls were no longer mere playthings but entities to be understood and guided. The balance had shifted, and the universe took notice. For in the darkest corners, even a single flicker of light can make all the difference.